We live in an era of constant psychological friction. Every screen and every crowd is a vector for sensory overload, demanding an immediate emotional reaction to events you cannot influence. Most people live as reactors. A single sharp comment destroys their confidence for a day. A downturn in the market erases their composure for a month. They are effectively puppets, surrendered to external forces. There is a different way to exist, a way to stand perfectly still while the storm rages around you. This is the Stoic mind. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who ruled at the height of the empire's power. Despite his status, he realized that true dominion is never found in land or titles, but in the strict governance of one's own internal state. Strengthening your emotional resolve is not about managing the world. It is about locking down the gates of your own mind so that the world cannot dictate your peace. The foundation of this system is the Dichotomy of Control, a logic model popularized by Epictetus. Epictetus was a Greek philosopher who spent his early life as a slave, a condition that forced him to identify exactly what a human truly owns. This model divides the entire universe into two categories. On the left are external variables, the weather, the economy, and the behavior of others. On the right is your internal response, your judgment, and your intent. When you attach your well-being to those external variables, you create the conditions for your own distress. You are handing your autonomy to forces that have no interest in your stability. A sovereign mind reallocates all its energy to internal variables. By focusing solely on your discipline and your perspective, you build a barrier that prevents external chaos from reaching your core. Worrying about things you cannot change is an act of self-sabotage. To regain control, you must stop providing energy to the uncontrollable. Most people operate under the fragile hope that things will go right. The Stoic operates on the assumption that, eventually, everything will go wrong. The Roman statesman Seneca taught a practice called Premeditatio Malorum. This is the premeditation of evils, a mental exercise designed to remove the element of surprise from hardship. You are encouraged to visualize total ruin. Imagine your business failing, your wealth vanishing, or the people you rely on leaving you behind. This is not a descent into pessimism. It is a psychological vaccine. By confronting the possibility of disaster in your mind, you ensure that the reality of that disaster cannot shock your system. By mentally navigating these scenarios in advance, you build the fortitude required to remain steady when actual challenges emerge. The highest level of this philosophy is Amor Fati, the love of one's fate. It is the transition from merely enduring your circumstances to actively utilizing them. Friedrich Nietzsche argued that this mindset was a requirement for a truly great life. He believed that one should not want anything to be different. Not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. When you adopt this perspective, negative inputs are instantly reframed. A failure is no longer a setback, it is essential data. A betrayal is not a wound, it is a lesson in discernment. For the Stoic, the obstacle doesn't just stand in the way, it becomes the way. External pressure is the tool used to sharpen your character. You are the architect of your own response. By requiring the world's resistance to grow, you turn every hardship into a source of psychological strength. You have moved from a reactive state into one of mental autonomy. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances, but the designer of your reaction to them. The world remains chaotic, but your internal filter is now functional. The noise of the crowd and the volatility of the market no longer have access to your internal peace. The Stoic directive is simple. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. When you lock the gate, you retain your power. The world is waiting to see if you will break under the weight of your life. Do not give them the satisfaction of a reaction. This is the foundation. In the next stage, we will use this resolve to build something tangible, wealth and empire. You can choose to join us or remain a puppet.